What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Endless, here to bring you week 1 of my week, BPL. So, obviously, we're starting at 0-0. No last week to report. If you haven't seen the draft analysis yet, I do recommend checking that out. I yap about the team, but also about BPL as a whole. I think it's pretty interesting stuff. That said, we'll just go right into my week 1 versus Zayne. A very good friend of mine. He's been in BPL for a while. On and off since Season 5, which is a long-ass time ago at this point. And this season, he actually, also last season, he won one of our top divisions with a team where all the mons started with the letter T. So that's pretty impressive winning, obviously, in a top division with a mono letter team. So definitely not someone I can take lightly. He's in the Wi-Fi division this season, as you can see. And while we've played on Showdown many times, we've never actually played on Wi-Fi before. We've only been in one Wi-Fi league together, and I was a replacement after the previous person had already fought him. So, hopefully, we have a great game between, two friends here. So, let's get into the matchup, I guess. Start off on his side. Darkrai is very scary. My Dark Resists all fold to your Sludge Bomb or Focus Blast. So, offensively, I think it's a huge pain. I don't really have a great switching outside, like maybe a Spinef Tentacruel. Urshifu is obviously very good to me. My Water Resists are Tentacruel and Zarude. Obviously, neither of which really like switching into it. Latias is kind of annoying. I don't have a great... Again, you'll notice the theme of this draft just doesn't check a lot of things well. That's why I don't really like my draft. Something like Calm Mind Latias is very scary if I don't bring, like, Encore Zarude. Shaman's pretty annoying, although I do have decent checks to it. It's more so annoying as, like, a response to Ursaluna. Pheasantipede is a Pokemon that exists. I guess it can maybe try and check some stuff, but I don't think it's very good here. Registeel is terrible in Gen 9, and I don't think it has a place in this matchup. I guess it could come for Ogerpon, but I really don't think it's that good for that purpose, honestly. Suian Arcanine is always scary on preview. Like, you never know if you can switch into it. I can't really, but a Fizdef Blood Moon can kind of check it. I don't know if it comes because I do have multiple things that outspeed it and revenge it. Swampert is definitely has to come because Gouging Fire kind of destroys him otherwise. So I fully expect some sort of physically defensive Swampert as a gouging check. Melolettus here, another Pokemon I don't really think is coming, even though I don't have the best switch-ins to it. I just think he has better stuff he can be doing. Articuno's okay here, but like with Ogerpon and gouging and stuff, I don't think it's great. I guess it's another option to checking Blood Moon, which is something you can do. And Garden Zapdos, it's Garden Zapdos, it's annoying, U-turns around, clicks buttons, but I'm not that worried about it with my build. In terms of my side, Gouging Fire goes crazy here. The only check is Pert, and that's not that hard for my team to wear down. Deoxys is pretty good here. It can either run an offensive set, which is really strong, or it can run a lead set since he has no removal. And obviously getting up spikes for his team is very strong. Ogerpon's very good as well. Like, only just stabs his Registeel, and that thing's so passive, I can easily take advantage of it. Ursaluna is another one that looks solid here. Just click the buttons. I do probably have to bring, for Darkrai, I probably have to bring specifically the Tentacruel. But they don't have a great response otherwise. Unless I decide to just go raw hyper offense this game. Rotom's okay here. It gives me a gap dose response, which I don't really have otherwise. RIBOMBEE actually looks very strong. If specifically a Scarf set, because that outspeeds stuff like Scarf Latias, Scarf Urshifu, it can Moonblast them. Also outspeeds non-Scarf Darkrai, which is very strong. Just pretty good here. Cobalion's fine. Like, it switched into Darkrai once. Kind of scares it out in case I'm Scarf or Chople. Gets up rocks, it's okay here. Enamorus is pretty bad here. It doesn't really do much. I don't love Zarude here. It would only really be here as a Latias switch in. Or like as a way to break down a Pert, but Cornerstone is just that better. So with that said, let's get into the build itself. Starting off, we have a really cool Gouging Fire set. So we have Dragon Claw, Heat Crash, Dragon Dance, and Roar with Booster Energy. So these EVs allow me to always outspeed Darkrai at +1 speed, which is very important. So Avian's not Scarfed, I will outspeed. Then I'm also running a ton of physical bulk. This allows me to 93.7% of the time take an Adamant Earthquake from Swampert, while also maximizing my attack as much as possible in order to ensure I still get an attack booster from the Booster Energy. I could have made a 100% chance to live. I think it's after Rocks too. I could have made a 100% chance to live after Rocks, but like, it's not really worth it because I don't get the attack booster. It just doesn't do what I need to do. Roar is here because the stabs hit everything really freaking hard. And Roar, if I expect Swampert to be attacking Roar and I'm faster, I can actually roar it out and force basically a kill. So that's pretty interesting gouging set. I really like this mod. I'm excited to build with it all season because I can do stuff like this with the EVs, which are really unique. Next up, we have a Deoxys Speed, and this is just a lead set this week. Don't really need anything too crazy. Just realized I forgot 4 EVs, so let's just pretend they are here. Make myself feel better. But, yeah, this is pretty basic Deoxys. Spikes, Rocks, Psycho Boost, Focus. Yeah, Spikes, Rocks, Psycho Boost, Focus Blast. Rocky Helmet, because I expect him to lead or Shifu, likely to be Scarf. And so this way, if he stays in quick surging strikes, well, I say by hazard, he takes 51%, which is great. If he's banded, I get O-code, but I deal so much damage and get by hazard, it's really good. If not, you know, I also beat every other elite except like Scarf, Darkrai, I guess, because I'm not Sash, but I think Helmet's pretty nice here, and just the attacking moves are good. I don't really expect to be clicking Focus Blast, but theoretically it could come up. Realistically, I will be clicking Spikes and Stealth Rock with a swing. Since he has no removal, getting at my hazards early is huge. For our third mon, we have Ogerpon. And Ogerpon goes crazy here. Ivy Control, Superpower, Horn Leech, hits everything. Superpower, obviously, for the Registeel. I could have run Low Kick, but what was the reason for, there was a reason for Superpower. Fake Registeel gets Light Metal, that may be why Low Kick. It might have also been just a more reliable hit on Darkrai. I also don't remember, but that's why I had Superpower. And I don't need a stronger grass move than Horn Leech because the only thing I'm really looking to hit with the grass move is Swampert and Urshifu, and both kind of fall over to Horn Leech. Pretty basic set, max speed because I need to speed tie the Latias, and yeah, pretty basic, but it looks very strong here. Then we actually have a physically defensive Tech Roll as opposed to special defensive. I kind of accept I don't have a Darkrai switch on this build, so I just have to pressure it offensively. But Urshifu is really scary, so I want to make sure I had something for it. So Fizz Dip, Tech Roll allows me to switch into Urshifu, chip it down. Also helps a bit with Arcanine and Gyapdos. Obviously, I still get 2 killed, but I can chip them a lot between Helmet and potentially Recoil if Arcanine's not running Rockhead. Getting rid of his rocks is really nice, so I want to have spin is very important. Flip Turn for momentum, and Sludge Bomb is just a decent stab move here. Hits most of the team for good damage. Haze is kind of weird. Haze is mostly here for like an Iron Defense Bypass Tentacle, which I was a bit worried. I'm not sorry, Registeel, which I was a bit worried about in this matchup because my team is relatively physically biased. So I just wanted to make sure I had insurance for Body Press, Iron Defense, maybe even Amnesia. Now we have one of our main breakers, Banded Cobalion. Stabs hit everything really hard. Close Combat Heavy Slam kind of smokes this team. Sacred Sword is once again for the potential Iron Defense Registeel. I don't think it's perfect, but if it comes, that does like 60, which is useful. Volt for momentum, and speed is just creeping Gyapdos because, like, why not? Yeah, pretty basic Cobalion, but I really like its matchup offensively here. And lastly, as alluded to in the team builder, we do have, in the matchup analysis, we do have Scarf RIBOMBEE. I just wanted to speed control. I really like the virtually ultimate speed control, and RIBOMBEE provides that. Sticky Web is also nice, since again he has no removal, and his Defiant Mon Gyapdos is affected by Sticky Web, so I'm not actually worried about it getting a Defiant boost. I have Trick in case I get a chance to trick the Registeel or the Fezidipity, and then just U-turn for pivoting because I don't really need anything other than Moonblast here. I believe I went Shield Dust over Sweet Veils because there's no real sweep users here, so it could maybe come up. I don't think it will, but it'll help me avoid Fezidipity, Moonblast, Toxic Chain, or something, I don't know. So yeah, that's the week 1 build with this really neat Gouging Fire set, booster energy, but a ton of Fizz Def. It's also going to attack. Lead, Helmet, Deoxys. Source Dance Ogerpon, Fizz Def, Tentacruel, Vanilla Helmet, Banded, Cobalion, and Scarf RIBOMBEE. So that's the build. Let's hop right into the battle versus Zayne. And here we are with the battle versus Zayne. Endless Copium is the comp name, so we're pretty good friends. I don't mind him messing around with that a bit. It's funny. Zayne is a jokester. With that, let's just hop right into the battle. So we did find Zayne, or Zayne against Kiara, I guess. And let's always pause on preview. No Terras to reveal though, because Terra's banned because I don't like it. So I banned it in my own league. But we do see Darkrai, Gordon Zapdos, Shaman, Urshifu, Rapid Strike, Articuno, which I didn't really expect, and Swampert. So the mons that were benched are Registeel, which is really nice. I guess I might have overprepped the low for Iron Defense Body Press, but no Registeel means Ogerpon looks really good here. Also no Fezandipity, which opens up RIBOMBEE a lot. No Latias, which makes sense, but you know, it does mean gouging is a bit harder to revenge. You see as I've actually like a Scarf Draco Latias or something. And a no-mo let up, which I kind of expected. I didn't think Mo would have a great matchup here. And as we planned, I am just going to lead with Deoxys. No reason really not to. That was always the game plan. Might as well stick to it. Nothing here, like, deters me from it that much. If I see Dark Rat's a little annoying, but I can pivot out on it. Or we'll switch out on it, yeah. So he does lead the Urshifu. And he is pretty much forced out here because he does have to respect me creeping Scarf. So I'm just going to give up a free Spike. If he does stay in, it's kind of crazy because I do just Oko him if I was creeping Scarf. And this is exactly the lead I wanted. So he does switch into Articuno. Let me have a Spike here. I believe I stay on my rocks here because I'm not sure what something else to do. I'm not too scared of it right now. However, he does click Substitute, which is really scary, obviously. Like, even clicking Sub in front of Deoxys is obviously pretty scary. So I am forced out. Or do I think no, I Psycho Boost to break the sub, right? I Psycho Boost to guarantee break the sub, see what he wants to do. He is just going to Freeze Dry, yeah. Not going to do a ton. Review stuff, but he does still reveal that Arcu is offensive. Because Deoxys, obviously, I'm running some bulk on it. But Arcu is pretty weak, but doing that much just shows offensive. Now I am going to have to go Valiant because if he clicks another Freeze Dry, I take it easily. If he clicks Sub, I break it. He doesn't do much back to me. He just gets Sub again. And also, this shows that he has multiple formings, even HP, which is kind of interesting. So maybe some sort of berry. I'm not sure. I Heavy Slam here, break the Sub. And I just roost it off. I'm just going to Heavy Slam again here. No reason not to. It doesn't really have a great switch into this outside Pert. And 8 damage on Pert is great for me. He has just stay in and I'm going to pick up the knockout on Articuno. I believe this did not kill if I wasn't banded, so he just figured Bank Bounce is kind of, not a common set, so he probably did expect me to be running that. But I do just knock it on 1, which is great for later. Opens up, my late game. Especially over Mommy. Swampert is going to come in. Do I just go Deoxys? No, I just go Ogerpon. Probably not going to play. I'm probably shooting on Deoxys, but I do go Ogerpon, expecting him to potentially, like, say up rocks or something because I don't brain him. But he just flip turns, fair enough. Does a good chunk, but shows that it's made a tiny bit of a... yeah, this shows us, like, adamant, but probably no attacks. Just a bit of attack investment, basically. And in comes his Zapdos. Get some Rocks Chip. I'm just going to go out to my, Deoxys here, I think? Yeah. Or do I tank roll? No, let's go Deoxys, because, like, I just want the chip. Deoxys doesn't really need to do much anymore. So I'm going to get the chip on this thing. He uses Brave Birds, which does knock me out, but he's going to take Helmet and about 70 damage in Brave Bird Recoil, which brings it down to about 55%, which is nice. And this gives me an opportunity to, I believe, bring him RIBOMBEE here. Yeah, because, yeah, let's go RIBOMBEE. I'm just going to Moonblast because I'm Scarf, so even if he's Scarf, it doesn't matter. Yes, he could have been like Roselli, but I think I still killed him at this range if it was Roselli, unless he was super fat. Just bring in Shaman, takes rocks and spikes, and now I'm just going to Moonblast it. And that's a Queen to a KO on this thing, which is really nice. I'm just going to click it again, and it will go down. So first kill of the game for RIBOMBEE. So that will bring us up to 5-4 at this point in the game. In comes Swampert, takes another round rocks, another round spikes. You love to see it. And this time I believe do I just go Ogerpon? Yeah, let's go, where should I go Ogerpon again? Yeah, let's go Ogerpon. Like, Ogerpon would make me good in this end game, but I don't have a great pivot into the Pert, so I think it's fine. Even so, like, it's still taking chip every time, which is really nice. In comes Darkrai. Yeah, I do just kind of have to let Ogerpon go down here because I don't switch into this. I'm just going Horn Leech, just in case, but he Sludge Bombs and does take me down. Fair play, I could pivot RIBOMBEE. Now I'm going to make a very dumb play and go into Cobalion. For some reason I thought it was Scarf because he brought it in on RIBOMBEE. which does. Okay, yeah, I started to let my Showdown go in focus blast because I'm not. I don't know why I did that. It was very stupid of me, but yeah. Showdown going down is not ideal. It means I don't have the breaker for Swampert anymore, so I'm gonna have to kill something else. So yeah, that was definitely a huge blunder on my end. So I'm just going to RIBOMBEE now. I just have to click Moonblast. Be a bit of a bad spot here. If he's like Roselli, I'm kind of fucked, but we'll see. I just Moonblast, but he's not, so he does go down. So Darkrai claims, RIBOMBEE claims Darkrai. And then comes Purd again, takes another round of Hazard Chip. Which means it's already down to under 50 just from Rocks and Spikes, which is really nice. So I just go into Tag Roll because it's very okay flip turns, and I just want, if it flip turns, to be able to do Helmet Chip. But he actually Earthquakes, so I really did not expect. I do live on a little bit because I'm fully physically defensive. And I don't really have a great play, so I think I just Sludge Bomb here. Pretty sure. Yeah, I Sludge Bomb. He just switch out into Gyapdos, so I'm going to Sludge Bomb here. Okay, pretty low. And I will get the Poison, which allows me to knock it out. Obviously a bit lucky there, because then you could have just traded with me and taken down my Tag Roll and got rid of like my helmet. My remaining helmet mon. I mean, I think at that point, RIBOMBEE probably cleaned up anyway, but regardless, that was lucky for me. Goes into her Shifu, and I'm just going to Sludge Bomb again. He does quick Surging Strikes because I had not revealed a helmet yet. So he is going to take about a third of his health from the helmet here. And now just bring in RIBOMBEE. I do consider going Gouging, but there's not much reason to. Let's go into RIBOMBEE here. I'm just going to Moonblast. And it's going to knock out the Urshifu. And now all he has left is a Swampert. He's going to go into it, but even if it lives this Moonblast after the hazards, Gouging just Revenge with Dragon Claw. So I'm going to Moonblast there and finish off the game with RIBOMBEE picking up 4 kills. That's a nice 2-0 win to start out the season versus Zayne. RIBOMBEE putting in a lot of work. Marimon's doing stuff too. Like, come out and doing a good job. Tag Roll getting that poison was nice. Also chipping everything. Deoxys getting the hazards. Everyone pretty much played their role. Ogremon didn't really do anything. I just kind of stacked it. And Deoxys and Gouging didn't hit the field. Unfortunately, because I'm really excited to use Gouging. I wanted to show off the set. But that's okay. So yeah, super fast battle week 1 versus Zayne. Super fast, super offensive. But we'll take the 2-0 win. Next week is week 2. We're up against Teresa, who is the one who knocked me out of EEC playoffs and was my only regular season loss in EEC without hacks. So won't be an easy opponent, but hopefully it'll be a good game, and I'll see you all for that next week. Have a good morning, afternoon, evening, and night, everyone. Thanks for checking me out. Endless says peace out.